Hello and welcome to G-String. We know the name of the show is a little bit childish, but so are we. If you've clicked on the link expecting a show about skimpy underwear, we do apologise. What we're here for is to speak to various artists across the Scottish music scene, learn a little bit about them and listen to some of their songs. Up today we have Warren Macintyre of the Starry Skies.
Hello, my name is Warren Macintyre. I am the lead singer in the Starry Skies, a pop group based in Glasgow. We play indie folk sunshine pop.
So how did you get that label?
Somebody else called us that. They said we were like indie folk and kind of sunshine pop because some of the tracks are quite optimistic and kind of upbeat, I suppose.
And what is the setup of the band?
So it's the usual 2 guitars, bass, drums, but we also have a violin, viola and cello. So that's like Heather, Jen and Sophie play the strings, but sometimes they'll play other instruments like percussion or just sing. They all sing as well in the band, so usually every song's got kind of both male and female vocal.
Here's to the fools of every class. Here's to the lost, the broken, and the outcast. Well, how about you? How you doing too? Are you looking for love? Just like the rest of us. And all the chains and the rope and the glue will never hold me back from you. Oh no, nothing's strong enough, because I love you.
It's a song about kind of saying to somebody that, yeah, nothing could drag you away from loving them and from being there for them. In fact, most of the songs in the album, that's why we called it Do It With Love, because the first song, the title track called Do It With Love, that was written, and when we kind of started looking at lyrics and all the other songs, we realised that they were all in some way focused on love, but not a kind of love of a kind of romantic love of I fancy that girl or guy, or I've been rejected and my heart's broken, or you done me wrong, or anything, or a kind of aspirational type love. They're meant to be more universal, so all the songs, wherever we can, we've tried to make them so that it could be about somebody, when they listen to the song, they would think about like their mother or their child or their cousin or sister or sibling or whoever, or something that just they love, just a very general kind of general theme about universal love. Because the one is to Do It With Love, the kind of title track, kind of the tagline on the chorus, and that is there's never too much love, and that's one thing. You've never heard anybody saying, oh, there's too much bloody love in this world. That's a problem with this place. Too many people being loving to each other. Just not words you ever hear. So that's kind of the essence of the album. And where we can, we like to put a video out, but not put the video out when the single comes out, the track comes out. Bring it out like a few weeks after. Like 3 of them were done by a guy called Kiff Knight, who used to work for Disney, and he's a young guy who came along to see us play like about 5 years ago with his girlfriend Lauren. I think Lauren actually brought Kiff along, and they liked the band, so they started coming to all the gigs. And then when we were releasing Be Kind, they got in touch and said that Kiff would like to make a video, and we explained we'd no money because we don't have any money really, we're not rich, and he said no, he just wanted to do it. So he made this video for the song Be Kind, which is probably our most popular song, and it's called CGI bees flying, and it's just absolutely brilliant. And then he made another one for another track called Starry Skies. It's just called Starry Skies, and it's he done it all green screen with me sitting in an old vintage car and flying through space and all that.
And we'll go skating on thin ice again. We love the pleasure and we're running from the it round, my dear, twist it up again. I guess we got to learn to play that game. And if you ever feel you need some love, then gently close your eyes. I'll come running, girl. Don't you be so surprised.
Tell us a little bit about your latest release.
9 songs on the album. The album's called Do It With Love. It's probably the strongest collection of songs that Starry Skies have ever recorded together, and it's been going down really well. So the feedback's been brilliant, and people are buying it, which is great. So yeah, we're really pleased with how it's went. It was a pain, obviously. There's frustrations. We spent quite a lot of money on the album, and it came to a point where you wonder if you ever get it back. But we do tend to recoup in the records, but there was a point where things seemed to be really dragging on just during the tracking in February, but then we got past that, and other than that, it was a real pleasure. It was a real pleasure working with Matt Harvey, though. It's the first time I've worked with a producer who's been quite as involved in the songs, and the guy is a genius. I mean, he's just musically, he's quite obsessive. I'd say obsessive in a good way, though, really attention to detail, and it's strange as he's a very creative brain for music, but also he's really good technically, so he can literally take Hammond organs to bits and then fix them and do these kind of things. So he was a real asset, and I suppose got any success that we get with this album, a big thanks does go to Matt.
So who in the band writes the songs?
I'm the main songwriter, but it is collaborative because I'm always kind of looking for help from people, and I'm really open to, I like working with other people. So if we're playing something, I'm playing a new song and somebody says like that bit's not quite working, then they might throw in ideas. So it's a bit of a collaborative process once the main song's there. Although now and again we do get together and just try and work something up. I'm convinced that everybody can write a song, so kind of do these wee exercises sometime where you'll just say to somebody, right, say a letter between A and F, and they'll say G, and then somebody else say a letter between A and F, they'll say A, somebody else will say D, whatever, and that's, you get 3 chords, and then just start playing those chords and get somebody just to say any line, and then just say one line, and then using that as a kind of kicking off to kind of create a song. So we do that sometimes as well, although for the main part I tend to do that by myself and then bring the songs in.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the track I Want You to Know?
Second, I Want You to Know is the track that we had out recently that's had so much radio play. That was a song that was actually written in tribute to my friend Ian Stoddard. Ian played drums in 3 tracks in the album, but tragically died earlier this summer. Now, Ian wasn't well for quite a long time, and we used to take him to the studio. We have in Film City, and Ian and I would work together. And one day I was working on I had the verse for that song, or part of it, and Ian was kind of playing percussion along, and the words all kind of came out, the kind of, I want you to know that I will always love you. And I suppose I was nearly greeting when I was nearly crying when I was almost like singing it. So just sometimes that happens with songs, they just suddenly come out, you're not really quite sure where they come from. And then, so the words all came out, most of the words to the song, and we played it. And I suppose, and when I finished it off, I was kind of thinking about Ian when I did finish it, and I suppose it's a tribute to him.
So we're going to listen to a live performance of Forgotten Dreams. Could you tell us a little bit more about this track?
There was a shop in Glasgow, in the centre of Glasgow, called Forgotten Dreams, and it was a kind of junk shop, an antique shop that sold old clothes. They place kind of old uniforms and weird brass teapots and top hats and bowler hats and scarves and loads of stuff. Kind of smells of patchouli oil. So it was this place that I was taking when I was a kid, when I was a little boy with my mum. She used to take me there, and my mum loves junk shops and jumble sales and markets and things that I would be dragged around as a kid. So it was a shop that I used to be taken to quite a lot, and it was quite a magical place. And I always just thought it was a really amazing name for a kind of this curio shop. And then when I was kind of writing songs, not quite sure how, but that kind of came to my mind. And that the songs kind of not particularly about that shop though, because the songs just got a positive message about not worrying about things that you don't really need to worry about, like just putting them away where you can,
Don't you worry, baby. Don't you worry, baby. Don't you worry anymore. Don't you worry, baby. Don't you worry, baby. Stand up strong and let it go. said to me, let's get all excited, I agree. Looked into
Thanks for watching the show. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, it would be really great if you could click that like button, or you could click subscribe.